All right, guys, good morning. Looks like we might have ourselves a little bit of drama, and that's significant because as recently as yesterday evening, I was thinking there was actually not going to be a whole lot of drama around the Aldon Smith situation, but this morning, April 20th, well, here we are. Aldon Smith has his side of the story, and if it has any credibility and there's any truth to it, it's relatively compelling. So we may be in for round two of the off-season legal drama. So, like I said, as recently as yesterday evening, I thought there wasn't really going to be any drama here. It looked so cut and dry that I was starting to think we were just going to cut him at some point today and just be done with it. Just say, okay, you're gone. Go deal with your legal problems. Go deal with your inevitable jail sentence. We're not going to be dealing with that here. We're done with it. It seemed like it was a done deal. They caught everything on video. The person that he allegedly choked out is someone who he knows. So it seemed all pretty. It seemed like a done deal. And then today we get this from Aldon Smith's Instagram. Now, Aldon Smith has since deleted this post, but some people took a record of it, including Seahawks Galaxy on Instagram, who is one of my top Instagram follows for Seahawks content. Go look him up if you would like to, but he basically took a screenshot of the post before Aldon took it down. What Aldon Smith has to say in his defense is, if somebody choked your pregnant sister, spit in her face, kicked her in the back, what would you do? He also apparently tweeted something to the NFL commissioner about how he was sticking up for his sister, and then he deleted that tweet as well. Okay, then. Now, if that's indeed true, and he was doing this to stick up for his pregnant sister, then at least on moral grounds, that has to change the narrative significantly here. We don't know if what he's saying is true. I don't even know if he has a pregnant sister. But if there is indeed truth here, then it becomes a far more complex situation. I'm not saying that he dealt with it in the best way possible, but it becomes a little more interesting to discuss. And like I said, as of last night, I thought this was just going to be a get him out of town and let him deal with the issues on his own kind of deal. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly how Roger Goodell's going to react to this. Like, let's say that Aldon Smith manages to defend himself in some way using this argument and is able to prove it and escapes the worst of the legal ramifications. We don't know how Roger Goodell's going to react to this. We all know how Roger will leave one house completely intact while having the house right next to it get sucked up in a hurricane. The punishment wheel is completely arbitrary from time to time, and let's be real here, Aldon Smith has been in trouble more than enough times in the past to warrant a little bit of excessive punishment on the part of Roger Goodell this time around. However, whatever you can say about where this is headed, there is one thing here that is undeniably happening and undeniably interesting. Aldon Smith told his side of the story to the Seahawks organization, and the Seahawks organization chose to not cut him. So the fact that he is still on the team, despite having what I understand is 4K quality video evidence of him choking somebody out in public, well, that tells you that the Seahawks franchise is at least open to the possibility of him having a decent excuse for what he did. And this would certainly pass as one. I don't know how much it's going to affect the legal ramifications and the disciplinary ramifications from Goodell. But yeah, this changes things, and that's at least significant. Unfortunately, we kind of have a draft in 9 days. So being on the hook for a potential months-long legal battle for Aldon Smith is not ideal because we might need to look to the draft to replace Aldon Smith on this team one way or the other. So if we're not going to have him, I would very much prefer to know now. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Looks like we're in for a bit of a legal battle. Looks like we're in for a wait on whether or not Aldon Smith will be able to play football this year. But it's at least possible. And I'm going to say that's an upgrade over yesterday. It also seems like he may have at least had some understandable reason for what he did, which is certainly better than what it seemed like it was yesterday when it just seemed like he went nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna call this a step in the right direction for the Seahawks organization and for Aldon Smith in general. So, hey, we got more off-season drama. I thought we were in the clear with the Russell Wilson trade in the rearview mirror. I thought we were all just gonna have a normal off-season. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Looks like we're gonna be on the hook for I don't know. I don't know if this is a good enough excuse to get off to avoid all legal ramifications of second degree battery. I don't know exactly how a court of law would view a justification like this. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how Roger Goodell's going to view it, but all I know is this, and I understand there are things in the world more important than football. Believe me, I know. But from my perspective, I want Aldon Smith out there on the football field in 2021. I think he can help this team. I think he can help this defense a lot. I think, if nothing else, he can help ease the load on other players. So I will be happy if something positive happens in this regard. So everybody, buckle up. We went through this last year with Dunbar, and I was sick of it as soon as it started. This one I have a little more tolerance towards. It seems like Aldon Smith may have at least had an understandable excuse for what he did. I don't know if he handled it the right way. I'm going to reiterate that. But hey, never a dull moment as Seahawks fans, right? So that's my update. Long story short, Aldon Smith has his side of the story, and it's reasonably compelling. Compelling enough for this team to not cut him yet. Compelling enough for this team to seem to give some credence to what he has to say and think, hey, maybe he is going to be a member of this team in 2021 after all. So I'm going to get out of here. Peace out. Go Hawks. Another video later today. We're going to keep going with draft prospects. Keep tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Streams tonight and call-in stream tonight, by the way. Keep an eye out for that. See y'all later.